Cleric has a million options here. Identify would be nice. Who is this? This is a... Why is it telling me? This is Insight. Why is it saying Life? Life domain spells. An ability checks using Arcana, History, and Nature. You know the odds when choosing between dialogue choices that choose an ability check. That was not very useful to me. So this is what happens when you pass a Wisdom save in this game, or a Wisdom check in this game. Not a Wisdom, a Insight check. Is it gave you the dialogue % options, and it just seemed like who cares? Like I don't know that I want to know that. That didn't seem like a very big payoff for Insight, which I generally consider quite a useful skill. Channel Divinity, see the immediate future and dodge your enemy's attacks better. For 1 minute, the first attack except shove against you suffers disadvantage. That's pretty solid. Oblivion, sleep, inflict wounds, blindness, rave, enfeeblement. As long as you are conscious, you and fellow party members within 6 cells have advantage on death saves. It's interesting. Get a bonus cantrip of Chill Touch. Cause pain. Enemies failing a wisdom save. E8 poison. E8 damage and poisoned. Poison is what in D&D? Like disadvantage on all your shit? We ran life. Reserve life was okay. We didn't get to level 6 for that. When casting a healing spell, the target regains additional HP equal to 2 times spell level. I don't know if I ever noticed that. I'm sure it was happening, but I just don't remember it. Law gives us heroism and shield. Shield's excellent. The rest of these are almost all bad. Heroism, branding smite, hold person are all shit. Counterspell's good, but that's get away. Efficient and intimidation, advantage on intimidation checks. Weird. Advantage on rolls to resist being shoved or moved. The enemies did a surprising amount of shoving. Channel Divinity, Holy Retribution. When a melee attack hits you, you can use your reaction to Channel Divinity and strike back using a melee weapon. Is that just a retaliation option? Building shields on IRL counter? Interesting. Channel Divinity when casting an attack spell to impose disadvantage on your target's saving throw. I mean, those are kind of interesting. If this is actually just a reaction when I get hit, that I have the option to essentially, this is what's the flaming retribution, the fucking whatever it is. The law is a little interesting. Hellish Rebuke. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yep. Law has Rebuke. I guess that's only once per short rest. But they give me back these resources on short rest, which is decent. I mean, 2d6 plus cleric level is not a lot of damage, I guess. What's the battle cleric do? Gets Fireball at 5. Gets Flaming Sphere at 3. Gets Shield of Faith and Magic Missile at 1. It's Martial Weapons. As an action, gain 3 temporary HP per cleric level. Recovered after a long rest. Okay. On a successful attack, Channel Divinity, add 1d6 to your damage and stun your target. Save negates. Increase by 1d6 every 3 levels above the level 2. Successful attack. Channel Divinity to add a d6. Like a smite almost. Okay. Fireball is a busted spell. I never did cast that fucking the flaming sphere, which is kind of annoying. All right, Sun with burning hands and fairy fire. Daylight hypnotic pattern. Bonus cantrip light. You cast sacred flame. Your target is disadvantaged on the. Which one is sacred flame? Is that the stupid? That's your cantrip, right? That's the wisdom save or the dex save cantrip. That's kind of nice. Alright, what's Channel Divinity do? Channel Divinity engulf a visible enemy within 6 cells with radiant light, causing 1d8 radiant damage plus 2 per cleric level. And cause blinded condition for 1 minute. That's pretty solid too. Alright, what was this one? This is the sun. It's a nice resource saver to be able to do that. But the rest of it kind of sucks. And gets bonus cantrip light. Elemental lightning. So these are the 3 elemental clerics. Lightning, ice, and fire. For some reason the fire one doesn't have fireball. Which is crazy considering the fucking sun one. Not the sun one, the battle one gets fireball. At 5 though, 5's quite a ways away. Thunderwave, Fog Cloud, I don't think Fog... I never saw a point where I wanted Fog Cloud. Misty Step would be nice. So it's a level 2 spell, right? Resistance to lightning, damage is halved. Bonus cantrip, Shocking Grasp. Channel Divinity causes 1d8 lightning damage to target within 12 cells. A failed dex save, the target is also stunned until the end of its next turn. Doesn't seem very good. Ray of Frost, Misty Step, Levitate, Thunderwave. These don't seem that good. The elemental ones. Push 2 cells. Fiery Burst, Firebolt. Alright, if I were going to run a cleric, it would probably be Sun, Battle, or Law, I think, from these. Insight was a little bit interesting. Not that interesting. Alright, cleric. We looked at the fighters, we looked at the paladin, we looked at the ranger. What were the archetypes I was interested in here? Basically hunter. If we went hunter. The wizard, we're looking at Green Mage or Shock Arcanist. Both look very interesting. Hey, Joe. Light armor means no mage stuff, which is kind of fun. Or no mage armor. It's so weird this is actually a mage class. It doesn't seem like a... So, if we got wizard again, we've got Shock Arcanist, which is a nuker. Or we have the Green Mage, which is a ranger. An evoker, basically. The Shock Arcanist. So this seems really strong. +1 level on all your fucking spells is just very, very powerful, it feels like. Alright, what do rangers do at higher levels? Presence of certain types of creatures. I mean, that would be a big problem with the stupid wizard guy, wouldn't it? The green mage wizard. It was like, well, he doesn't get an extra attack at 5. Like, what are you gonna do at 5? Get level 3 spells? What is a double Senate runoff? I don't know what that means, Sam. And then if we were gonna go rogue again, looking at either cantrip rogue, wizard spells and cantrips from divination, illusion, necromancy, and aberrations. I love the idea of bonus action teleport. Seems cool. Although once per rest is not amazing. Do we want another rogue? They're pretty simple. They're pretty good, but they're pretty simple. Like, the sneak attack damage was really high. Kind of wouldn't mind a full stealth group. It would be fun and different. I don't think the Paladin's going to play very differently. I think all of the Paladin sub-specs here are all fairly similar. One's a bit more like damage oriented, but and also like I think we've done enough Paladin. But I feel like from that, although I like the Paladin. Need a full healer build for this game to be playable at endgame. I mean, it's going to be like D&D, right? Healers are, you're going to need something to keep your health up in between encounters. No candidate in either Senate race got above 50%. What do they have to do when that happens though, Zam? I didn't even know that was a thing. Going all hybrid magic. Could do that better in Vandal. I mean, the hybrid casters never seem all that strong to me. We could do a dex-based fighter. Although I liked having one guy who could jump and one guy who could carry shit. I could do it as a cleric. How do I see... If I go here, how do I see the levels? I want to look at these spells. I can see spell lists doing it this way, right? Maybe not. War list. Goodberry seems like it's going to be strong here. It's just healing outside of combat. 10 HP is not a ton. Detect poison and disease. Seems... Roll. How do I see which ones are war? An enemy gets additional damage from you, and they can you can easily detect it for limited time. This doesn't have the built-in retransfer though. I don't know. I kind of want to do a DPS wizard. I get out of here. Cancel that. Okay. +2 Constitution saving throw. They get what? They get con? They get dex. The dex dwarf. Actually not even bad. So I did feel the dwarf movement a little bit. Oh, was good, but you did need some melee. I kind of just want to go all halflings. Prisma dex, and what's the other one? On dex. Can I go all halflings? You lose that one movement, I guess. Alright, so what are we kind of what are we really wanting in this right now? We want a fighter. I want to play with that class. I want a Shock Arcanist because it looks fucking amazing. And what else do I want? I think we're minus Paladin. I should try the Ranger class. I don't really want one. Hey Merc, apparently we're quite close to beating it, but I'm considering starting over to check out the other classes. What about your crown? I think you died with it, Nobu. You only have 2 more. I built a dex-based cleric? I think so. So it seemed insanely easy to get a surprise round in this game, like too easy. Like nobody has to pass their stealth checks to get a surprise round. You just have to not be detected when you attack. And you can shoot much further than people's detection ranges. So I don't know that stealth mattered for anything. And the other thing is, yeah, stealth didn't seem to matter for much of anything, honestly. So does it really help us to do a full dex run? Not really. The rangers were, this is like solid ranger, right? Just basic ranger. Do we want to do a melee ranger? So I want to see what the ranger gets if we take, so let's just take the fucking ranger. Let's go grab ranger. I want to see what the ranger gets as it levels up with spells, etc. Sure. Okay. Alright, so what happens when we level Tom the Ranger up here? What does he get for spells at 2 in particular? So, say they went archery. So archery, defense, dueling, and 2-weapon fighting. Dueling's a scam. And Early Goodberry. What's the class spell slots? Your wound's the touch one? It is. They have jump too. Okay. But I wanted to see what? I mean finish. I want to level them up again. Now they're level 2 here. I wanted to see what fucking breaker thing did, right? This thing here. Yeah, but what do you do? Okay, there it is. Colossus Slayer. Your tenacity will wear down the most potent foes. When you attack a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes an extra d8 if it's below hit point maximum. It's pretty nice. A large or larger creature with within 1 cell of you hits or misses when attack, you can use your action to attack the creature. That sounds like shit. On each of your turns, when you down an opponent, you can make another attack with the same weapon against a different creature. Okay. Both those seem okay. Colossus Slayer seems just pretty solidly good. But this feels like a very generic D&D ranger. What would the other ones do? What did Marksman do? Oh, right. This troll ability that doesn't actually seem very good. It wasn't clear to me what would the enemies were targeting. Sometimes when I was dodging, they would go to a target that wasn't dodging, taking opportunity attacks to go there, but sometimes they would just happily rain attack repeatedly into my like 18 AC like paladin. Giant Killer is stronger for melee rangers. Isn't it larger better? Larger? Yeah, we didn't encounter a single large creature in this game that I'm aware of. 3 attacks per turn on a dual wielding ranger. Only if the problem with this is it requires that this feels like a ranged attack to me, right? Because you don't kill them, you don't get another attack, and you have to use the same weapon. So like if you're not in melee range, you're going to be doubly restricted by movement. I think Colossus Slayer is just extra damage. And it's basically, early game, it's basically sneak attack damage, right? Alright, so maybe we could drop a rogue. So what would that actually look like? But we didn't bring a rogue. Bring a ranger. and then bring a cleric. So we drop paladin, drop rogue, pick up different wizard, pick up the fighter, ranger, cleric. We bring the I kind of wanted a melee. The melee damage was good, but bows were just very, very flexible. So I end up with cleric, fighter, melee, shock arcanist, ranger for ranged. The shock arcanist looks fucking amazing. We could just go 4 shock arcanist maybe. Steamroll everything. So what would we start looking at if for races? Halfling Ranger. Yeah, a little bit more forgiving for sure. I'm gonna miss. I mean, the disengage was very good on the rogue. Do you want to give that rogue up? I'm not tempted by the ranger. The ranger doesn't like. The only thing the ranger has for me that I see that I care about right there is Goodberry. Otherwise, I think I'd rather just fucking run another rogue. How does the Hunter's Marks work in this game? Can I transfer Hunter's Mark after killing something, or is it a recast? Like, in the base game, you're supposed to be able to move it around. You can. A bit more interesting. The Ranger spell slots look so limited, though. Maybe a fucking ranger. World's worst class. I mean, it's not a druid. It's at least less lame than a druid. Plus. Okay, so let's build the stuff that we want to build then. So what does our fighter want to be? Does our fighter want to be, so at the moment, shock arcanist, and ranger and cleric. I guess the cleric is the only one who's going to have any strength. Do we know what type of cleric we want to build and what race we want to build them as? Everyone halfling seems reasonable. Only use short races. Do we need wisdom? Isn't wisdom the cleric spellcasting? Alright, what clerics were we looking at? That's the better question. So we looked at 3. We were looking at either war or sun, battle, and law. So law had absolute garbage, but couldn't be shoved, and had a cool channel divinity. Not great. What was the other one? It was battle. Battle had fireball, flaming spear, shield of faith. I think we can get shield of faith anyways, though, right? Shield of faith. I mean, this is a domain spell, so we just always have them. But shield of faith is a cleric spell, right? I like counterspell as well. A successful attack, channel divinity, add 1d6 to your damage and stun your target. Not a super fucking, I mean, martial weapons, I guess, but if we run dwarf, we get battle hammers already. I like shields on the clerics, on the half casters like this. Technically, cleric's a full caster, but you know what I mean. The melee, the battle mage kind of stuff. Allies in adjacent cells get +1 on attack rolls, damage, AC, and saving throws is kind of good too, man. Nice level 6. I don't know if we get to level 6 in this game. What was the third one we were looking at? Sun? And sun. Bonus cantrip, light, holy radiance. Quite nice. And divinity to engulf a visible enemy with radiant light, causing 1d8 radiant damage, +2 per cleric level. Okay. Cause blind. And I was basically taking this only for my cantrip not sucking. So if we did this, we're probably building... Oh, he's got a fucking healing pot in there too, doesn't he? I think we are considering Battle Cleric. No counter spell, but 5's very far away. I don't want Branding Smite, Hold Person, or Heroism. Shield's nice, but not incredible. I mean, it's actually quite incredible. Shield of Faith. King Spear, Fireball. Haste? Oh, dude, I didn't even see Haste. Haste is fucking busted. Alright, so the Battle Cleric gets Haste. Alright, that seems pretty tempting. So what does the Cleric stats end up as? Gonna be medium armor proficient and not heavy armor proficient. It's gonna be a little less tanky. Martial weapons is a scam though, right? What if we made him... Alright, so we decided on Battle Cleric if we go for that. Is reasonable. What does Battle Cleric do for us? The dwarves get +2 con and wisdom. We are going to have hit rolls with Hill Dwarf. We were just a Hill Dwarf. I like the Dwarven Toughness. It's kind of nice. Is there any other wisdom classes? Half Elf. Human. Elf. There's wisdom on the Sylvan Elf. Long sword, short bow, long bow. Bible and athletics. Bible and hunting. And then Marsh Halfling was Con Dex or Charisma Dex. We're pretty much stuck. There isn't a lot of... Oh, did we want to mess around with any of the level 4s that are interesting? 1 armor plus con and con proficiency would be pretty fucking nice. We kind of would like Creed a run. Maybe. I mean, we're not going to level wisdom at all. The game idea of playing Baldur's Gate with PKA boys. I don't really think the... I don't think so, man. I don't think I want to play a single player RPG as a co-op. I think it just slows it down way too much. They have 7 move. I didn't even notice they had bonus move. Nobu seems so insanely fast. You had bonus action dash combined with 7 move. So up to 21 tiles as opposed to the dwarf who can get 10 max with dash. What else did the fucking Battle Cleric do? I've already forgotten. Always prepared, martial weapons. This is a troll though, because dwarves with battle hammers are already fucking don't need this. So action heal is nice. Recovers after a long rest. Only a single time with this. I think that's a little bit more like actions per turn. So like the mage can like quaff. I guess both these characters can craft themselves scrolls because the magic missiles is on their spell list. Scrolls seems super strong. Sylvan Elf Cleric. There was something that was useful for that, right? Played life. Life was fine. The issue with the cleric I had mostly, I think this is why Sun was it Sun? No, it was Law that was so interesting to me. No, not Law. Where's it? Was it Sun? It must have been Sun then. Yeah, Sun. Is that the cleric spent a lot of time not doing anything because it didn't want to spend spell slots, but also didn't have a particularly impactful turn. So I like the idea of being able to spam its Sacred Flame a little bit more efficiently. But more than that, I like the idea of having Magic Missile as a scroll. It seemed like a pretty decent spell. Okay, so we're going to do a War Cleric, and we are going to need... Does it tell me that Wisdom is my spellcasting? Doesn't tell me that here. I assume these are going to be Wisdom based though. Saving throw, class proficiencies, cleric skills, cleric spellcasting, ritual casting, find domains, scroll scribing. Okay. It must be, right? I've never heard of a cleric that doesn't have fucking wisdom as a thing. So what race do we want to make this cleric? If we need wisdom, there's only 3. The Sylvan Elf. The Hill Dwarf, or it's a human, right? What do we get for human stats? Breathe on wisdom. Well, Dwarf gives us the weapon, although it's a strength-based weapon, which isn't super amazing. Sylvan Elf lets us do something like if the cleric's not in melee range, we get bows, which is what the plus side of this is, right? If you end up, this is like a dex cleric. So the things I liked the max HP. Max HP is quite nice. On it's this dwarf, it's the Hill Dwarf. Dark Vision is of course very nice. Poison resist was fine. Warhammer proficiency was excellent. Cleric having some strength for carrying would be quite nice. Otherwise, it's better movement, which is nice as well. Longbow proficiency, if I can pop out a different weapon so I don't have to cantrip. Well, cantrip's okay for that. And I do want them being my front line, right? Perception for free would be really nice. Immunity to sleep was quite good in this playthrough. I think it's going to be a Hill Dwarf. I don't think I can make myself take a character that's as boring as just 1 to all ability scores. I mean, what does it work out for stat-wise? Let's pretend we went human for a second, and we went cleric. And we went divine domain, battle. Okay. And then we were whatever. Oops. Okay. What do we actually get for stats? Start with 16. We need +2 off dex, which is there. I mean, like, this isn't much better than anything, right? Okay. Right. It's probably a Hill Dwarf again. It's gonna be the same fucking cleric, but okay. Hill Dwarf just seems very, very solid. Like, all of these bonuses are very good. I guess we actually get martial weapon proficiency. Does battle give us martial weapon proficiency? I've forgotten. It does. We are getting a little trolled because martial weapons include that. We don't have to be Hill Dwarf for that bonus, but probably the HP bonus is good enough. So now we're just talking Dark Vision and HP. And 2 con. Con is good. I mean, that's a full stat point for saving throws on saves. What would half elf give us? charisma. Troll. I don't know what this does. I think this means we are more proficient in building scrolls when we travel, having trance, I think. Proficient in the survival and athletic skills is nice. And perception, also nice. Yeah, maybe it's Sylvan Elf. Gonna have less con, I think. Too much dex. What does this look like if we build that out? Oops. Yeah. No, trance means you don't have to sleep for full 8 hours. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that means I get to build more scrolls while I'm traveling then, because I have more time to do it, right? Because I'm only sleeping half the time. Alright, what would we want from this? Nature Insight. What does this give? 2 additional languages. Efficiency with the Rosary, which we never found. Lawkeeper's Badge. Thieves' Tools. Not going to be... I mean, they could be dex-based. They could be our... Medicine and Persuasion. Herbalism Kit. I would like an Herbalism Kit. Proficiency. Pots. Medium armor. Natures and Poisoner. I don't know what the Nature Kit does. Oh no, it's proficient with Nature and the Poisoner's Kit. I see. Possibly something like Philosopher. Don't know what Medicine does yet either. Alright, so these would be the stat pool from a point by here. Spellcasting. We don't have to be wisdom based. We could be a strength based cleric if we're planning on swinging a bunch. I'm not sure we are. We need a +2 there, so that looks like this. We do get some stat points back there. Are we going to be bowing people? Probably not. I mean, we could run rapier, sadly. Be purely dex based. Do a light armor cleric. Maybe. This is where we're gonna suffer, right? There's no way we can get that to 16 while doing anything else. You get it at 16 period because we don't have enough fucking con. We could do this. We could essentially be a dex-based cleric as our attack stat, and then never carry anything. And then no one in our party could lift anything, and they all just die from smothering to death in their armor, because no one can get them out of it. Strong. Get a fuck ton of skills here, though. Already start with medicine, perception, and survival before class skills. Class skills are only pretty weak, too. So far, I didn't see a single utility out of wisdom, really. Ever get any chances for a strength character? Strength is bad in D&D 5e, so like, it's better in this game because jump was important. So this variation gives us like a million skills, right? So we can't get perception normally. I don't even know what medicine does. Lets you stabilize a dying companion, diagnose an illness, or craft healing potions. So it is useful for crafting healing potions. That's kind of good. And herbalism kit here lets us do that too. Scroll kit as well. I guess that comes as part of the background, part of Surprised we have proficiency in scroll kit. I guess that's just part of the cleric background. We have athletics too, although we're not strength based. What if we didn't go dex based though? Alright, so this is the, I guess, do I just say, I don't want to save this, so I guess I need to like memorize, write down, I guess. So this is the Sylvan one. Sylvan is a nice background. It just has a lot of bonuses to it, doesn't it? So we get survival, medicine, perception, insight, everything except screenshot's a good idea. Good fucking idea. All right, 1 of 2 class skills. Like a million things here, don't we? Like this. All right, let's just drop that in paint. What am I doing? I'm gonna take this. Quite a lot of nice stuff. But the trade-off is con, so we're losing strength and con. We're only starting with 15 con tops. I mean, we could, if we go back, we could leave it at 14 con, but it feels really bad. I mean, this does let us at level 4 take the con perk, right? Instead of having to take 2 points. I mean, I guess we're not leveling wisdom. Are we okay with our primary spellcasting stat never going past 16? I'm not. But maybe. So it's also 15 con for, is it feet? Concentration feet. When we get concentration feet, we get to do things like, you know, that haste we pick up at 5. We can keep it going. No difference between 14 and 15 con, says the guy not listening to anything I've just said. Remember when I was just talking about, like, for the last, like, 30 seconds, talking about how it might be cool to take the +1 con feat that gives con saving throw proficiency. So we would then go from 15 to 16, making a difference, giving us +1 on all of our rolls, and then also gain proficiency in saving throws for that for another +2 or 3, whatever the hell the proficiency is at 5. So, not quite. It is planning for the future. There's no advantage to 15 at start, except for the fact that the hanging point lets us get the perk, as opposed to having to take it otherwise. Got delay? Oh, well, I'm coming down a little bit harsh on you then. Sorry, man. But I'm aware that D&Ds are 2s. Yep. This would be the dex thing if we went that way. If we build him as, which has the nice flexibility of a bow. So he doesn't have to cantrip spam. Although if we drop dex down to minimal levels, which is, it has to be 14 dex, right? Because that's what we're getting out of medium armor. So we're never going to want to go below 14. Awkward numbers with this. So this would be the dex build. So it would be a dex cleric. It's kind of interesting with low strength. Try the screenshot tool a Roomba is using. Make it much faster and easier. I don't know what tool there is. You just use fucking Windows key Shift S and you can drag whatever you want. There is heavy armor, but clerics don't have access to it without something else. All right, and the other nice part about this is 7 movement and a bow. That's all pretty good. All right. Cancel creature, no. So what happens if we back up and grab the dwarf one? And the other thing is we just did a dwarf one. I do like the hill dwarf. I like the fucking HP pool, man. That's a huge HP pool. And HP was actually really relevant here. So if we go cleric here, run battle again, which we're looking at. What were we wanted the it was herbalism kit, right? Dude, would we still go that? Acolyte is proficient with herbalism too. Insight, nature, religion, not very exciting. Medicine is used in crafting apparently too. So it's probably either way gonna be there. Right. Yeah, so if we build this one, what does it end up as? 16 primary stat. So we could still do it here. We could end up with some fucking godlike amount of... Jesus, we could do the same thing, but have the hanging con be at 17 instead of 16. Go to 18 con as a hill dwarf. I mean, that's pretty sexy. Don't get a bow from that. Yeah, we should go see skills. That's going to be the other part of the trade-off. All right, so what do we lose? We lose perception and survival. Pretty rough. Can't take them from class skills. I think we lose athletics too. Athletics was on the other one, on the elf. So shit. Yeah, dude, 18 con hill dwarf is disgusting. Especially for maintaining concentration on haste, which we get at 5. I mean, that seems really good to me. And then it will be even better than that, right? It's gonna be like impossible to lose fucking concentration because we're gonna take the skill that gives it another 2, gives us proficiency in it. I guess it's a scaling bonus with proficiency. Problem is I don't want 2 of these skills, right? Like I end up with something like that. So we give up. We lose. Let me just check the screen cap real quick. Yeah, we did have athletics on the other one. And athletics was kind of big. It really limit your mobility on the battlefield was really relevant with athletics. So we lose on the dwarf. We lose sleep immunity. We lose survival, perception. Kind of rough. And we lose 2 tiles of movement. Lose trance. We don't know if trance actually matters yet. But we get a fucking godlike con score. The other problem with this guy is his melee attacks are really shit now. He has to use a rapier. Can he use a rapier? I don't think he can use a rapier. Well, he gets martial proficiency from battle. I guess he can still use a rapier. He can run rapier shield. Okay. Slower, way more HP, same AC, no athletics. Can I really not take athletics proficiency as no. And strength, he can't wear medium armor without penalty, can't he? I don't think there's a medium armor cost in this game. We can find out though. I think. Scale mail. Don't think there's a downside. I don't think there's a minimum strength requirement for mail armor. Although I am kind of worried that he won't have enough strength to move. He'll always be encumbered wearing medium armor and a shield and just never can walk ever again. What do you guys think? Dwarf or elf? A marsh halfling. Don't think marsh halfling has wisdom. Dwarf for fun. We did a dwarf. Not that that changes much of anything. Where did the last 4 points go? Oh, we went like that, didn't we? Yeah. Dwarves get poison resistance. True. Not useless. They're going to be a lot tankier. They're going to be a little bit less versatile in what they can do as well. They have Dex and Calm. That means no Wisdom. I don't want to go below 16 Wisdom on a Cleric starting. I don't know. I'm not using a lot of hit roll Wisdom. I mean, is there some way that I can run... I guess I need to look at the Cleric spells. I run a lot of Bless. I'm going to be running Haste. The problem is this is the war domain, the battle domain of this game. The battle domain has offensive spells, like Fireball. Which are going to be wisdom throws for DC, spell DC. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Okay, so that's, I guess that's one decision then, is elf versus dwarf. The move, I mean, we pay a lot for the HP though. We pay movement. The biggest one I'm actually worried about too is we give up perception, which kind of sucks. We give up survival, which I'm less worried about having played this now. But the one I'm really quite worried about is the athletics, losing athletics. So I'm gonna be concerned we have no one able to explore any of the jump locations. Dark vision, they both have dark vision, both the dwarf and the elf. Okay, I guess we create this character and then choose. So okay, so we gotta annoyingly back up to here. I do hate the way they've done the character creation in terms of when you have to specify each portion of it. All right, so we want to go. We don't want a warhammer. We don't want leather. We'll take a warhammer over a mace, but we don't want either of them. Can I take a... No. Light crossbow's fine. Oh, we can use light crossbows as a dwarf cleric? This is a simple weapon. We don't actually give up that much going from crossbow to longbow. Yeah. Handles, ration pouch, healing remedy, crafting. Okay. Seems fine. Take those. Move forward. Yeah, exactly. Martial proficiency already. All right, we're taking that one. We're taking Philosopher. Because medicine, persuasion compared to religion, nature, and insight. Yeah, it's barely better, but we'll take that. It's fine. How is our cleric? Kind. And pragmatic. Lawful. And authoritarian. He is lawful good. Sure. Can I equip a lantern? No. But I'll probably just take the light spell. We'll see in a second. Alright, so let's take a look at this. This is wisdom up to here. Dex to there. Con to here. Strength to there. Dumping int and charisma, sure. Right, taking insight. I'm upset about it. Like the fact that his 2 class skills are like entirely wasted feels pretty bad. I would like to speak Old Temerian and Aaron. Yeah. Alright, so this is, we're gonna take light, guidance. Spare the Dying was almost never useful that entire playthrough. Probably Sacred Flame. Alright. I wish there was a random for this, because I don't care.
Ah, that's better.
Does not sound dwarven to me.
Come on, you can do better.
There we go. This is a fine looking dwarf. Right. What do we call our dwarf? What are the names available to us? Dijorn. I'd like to name him after chat. How do we do this with chat? Channel points, maybe? Dwarf McDwarf face. I don't think we're gonna call him that. No. I think I might call his last name though what he is, so I can find him on the screen. As per always, we need a like a label. You want to be this guy, Cleric? I was gonna make you the mage, but if you want to be the dwarf, you're welcome to. I don't mind Bjorn, but I just want to remember who they are. It's just easier for me if they're people names, like people in my chat rather. You wouldn't? All right, we'll call him Cleric. That's fine. All right, so this would be Dex. War. It's a Dex-based war. I mean, it's gonna tell me that it's a battle cleric, right? Dex and proficiency. So it's haste and proficiency. So I want to remember this. It's a Dex and damn it. I don't know what to, like, I need labels in this. So I put it in its fucking. Hey, I put it here. All right. Dex based. Haste at 5. Concentration. Feet at 4. Yeah. A little greedy, honestly, taking a concentration feat, but whatever. Okay. Would his last name be Stronghammer, Redstone? No, those are the only two. How do I say like rapier to face? Black shield. Meat shield. Okay. All right. So that would be the dwarf version of that. All right. We've given up. Dude, I fucking hate giving up athletics is all. The enemies are pretty big at pushing you over too. I'm a little worried about the dwarf without athletics. It might have to be the elf. So let's build the elf version so we can choose. Thanks for the get this subs, Cleric. Alright. So let's create the next character for that one, which we're gonna just build the other variant that we were looking at while we're thinking about it. Also we'll do a male elf, cleric, equipment. We're dropping the we can't use a warhammer here, that's fine. Mail, leather. Okay. Alright. This is Einar, battle. Philosopher. Pragmatic. Cynic. Okay. We want to point by this. Was slightly less con. Max wisdom. I don't have to bring dex past 14. We could bring this as strength and make it just a little bit more well balanced. Elsewhere doesn't have athletics proficiency. Elsewhere doesn't have herbalism kit proficiency, which is what I care about. It's athletics and intimidation. So if I took this, I'd only get athletics. I don't care about intimidation, medium armor, or additional language. The additional language are the ones, right? So the problem is it trades off too much for that. Pragmatic kind. Wait, this is a different one. There we go. Okay. All right. So the issues were, do we make it dex based even if we do this? The longbow is whatever. I have to have that. I like a lot of the other things about this though. But how high do we want to go on strength? Kind of awkward, the floating point there. Let's really do that instead. This game better than BG3. I think it's a little less polished at the moment and has a lot less budget, so I don't know how it will turn out, but it's quite fun. We're looking at that, right? What's the AC off of medium armor? Are we better off running light armor with this dex? At +3, it's not, right? It's still lower. Better later. So many. So many proficiencies like that. Alright. Light guidance. Sacred flame. Alright, this is also Clerics. I'm not sure which one I'm using yet. Right. Dude, these hairs kind of questionable. They're fucking elves. You gotta make this guy tankier. Yeah.
There's a door here.
Okay. And then text-based. Way more. Survival, athletics, and perception. Okay. Feed at 4. Yeah. All right. So we got that's gonna be our cleric if we roll one of those. Well, we're gonna roll one of those. The question is what else. So, all right, cleric done. That was the easy one, chat. How many channel points for a name? I don't know, man. What do we have? Like a medium one, because it's not like stealing somebody's stuff. I don't know. Redeem like a 20 or 30 or 40k one or something like that. Professor Pandemonium. I just want to get characters named. Can I call you Pandemonia instead of Prof though for this? All right, Shock Arcanist next. I think we're building the wizard next. What race does our wizard want to be? We want int. Int's extremely important on this character, so we have to find plus int. Plus int on a half elf, plus int on a high elf, plus int on a human, and plus int on, that's it. So benefits of high elf, sold. And money works for you, great. All right, next one's being named after Pneumonia. So half elf's got some pretty decent amount of stats. Dex is nice, the immunities are nice, proficiencies are okay. Oh, I was looking at the high elf as I said that. +1 cantrip is kind of not that impactful, I don't think. Same speed. Charisma is not really what I care about on a wizard. So I guess we need to build the 2 here, right? So I did like the way the half elf stats came out, I think. Look at the high elf first, and then we'll build the half elf after. What does it look like stat-wise? Okay. This is the high elf. Bonus cantrip for light. Yeah, right. I already have light. I'm already taking light on one of the other guys though too. Oh, I'm going the wizards in bad. I agree. So what do we want for their backgrounds? They already get okay, arcane nature and insight. Arcane and nature seem quite nice. Religion, nature, and insight. I would definitely want arcane. No herbalism kit here, but we have somebody else who can build herbalism stuff. We took herbalism on the cleric. History, persuasion, intimidation, perception, intimidation, sleight of hand, deception, medicine, persuasion, athletics, intimidation. We can get medium armor on a fucking cleric. On it, we can get medium armor from a background on a wizard. Can I roll a medium armor wizard? Kind of OP. Huh. It's just academic though. Okay. They are pragmatic. Lawful good, lawful evil, neutral evil, chaotic neutral. Cynical and ego-driven, and greedy. Yeah. All right, point buy for this is Dex Int. And we want to up int purely later. We got 11 on to 16. Can't get there. It's 14 con wizard. So this is the downside of rolling half elf or high elf as opposed to half elf here, right? Can't float them both. Human seems like it'd be okay here too. But okay, let's finish building this out. So what is this? 4 left. This is probably just wisdom. Like that then. Okay. Comes out of it with 2 from here. Medicine. Which other one helps me craft? One of them helps me craft scrolls, right? Sure. All right, take history and investigation. Here, have insight and perception. Nice to have perception. That's the elf bonus. Elves have a lot of fucking stats, don't they? Language-wise, ancestry language. We have a dwarf already. Wow, we don't know if we have a dwarf already. Yeah. Right. We would get ancestry cantrip. We get 4 cantrips here. Fucking grasp. Light. Firebolt. Shadow dagger, presumably. Spell-wise. Thunderwave. Burning hands. Probably don't need both these. What's the damage roll on each of these? Cone 3d6. 1 die plus 1 die. This is 2d8. And a save, or 3d6. Save for 1/2, save for 1/2. Yeah. Maybe we run Burning Hands. Jump was super useful. Identify seems like a must. Detect Magic seemed entirely useless. We get 3 more. Magic Missile was excellent. Sleep was garbage. Thunderwave maybe is okay. You want Featherfall for some reason? Not that I'm aware of. So many of these spells just were not good. I guess I run Shield. Shield Thunderwave. That. Okay. Alright. Alright. And who is this going to be? This was Pandemonia, right? It's a good name for a shock Arcanist, isn't it? Oh, did I not take Mage Armor? If I didn't take Mage Armor, that's a fail. I forget Mage Armor. I did. Thanks. Armor, and what's the last one? Minus. Oh, identify. Right. All right. No, not strong steel. We're a fucking wizard. Strong spell. Because we're a goddamn shock arcanist. Seems reasonable. Looks pretty cranky. Needs like a little bit more eye makeup. No. Cranky.
Hold firm.
Your comrades
You've
will
endured
save
worse.
Okay. Does look ready to burn shit, doesn't he? He needs like red eye color. I don't actually need eye color. What I need is fucking facial tattoos. He needs like mascara. Anyways. Alright, done with that. So that is High Elf Wizard. And the other version of that, let's build the other version and look at it, is the half-elf version of that, right? We're also going academic. Yeah. Point buy for this gives us Dex Wisdom, right? Not Wisdom. Dex Int, rather. 15, get one more Int there. 16. We don't want Dex. We want Dex 14. This is the slightly bigger con version. That's what it is. +1 con on a wizard is actually pretty good. I'm not sure how many concentration saves we're going to be doing on that character. That character seems to be wanting to run damage. But even like, isn't like, even like the burning fucking rock that he throws around, isn't that a concentration spell? Alien green. So, those seem like better stats to me. 2 less dex, so 1 less AC. But picking up con. We give up 2 wisdom and 2 dex for 2 con. 2 charisma. No warlocks. Get better ancestry skills too. Are nice. So class skills are gonna be what? I autoed those. Class skills are Arcana, History. So I could get... The last time I built a wizard who didn't have Athletics or Acrobatics, and I was extremely, extremely disappointed. So we could take something like either Athletics for jumping. So what are our class skills going to give us? Just more of these things. So we're going to get, we already have Arcana, right? If I go to this, we start with Arcana and Nature. If I go to class skills, we can pick up History and Investigation, which seems nuts. So we could drop Perception. We have Religion on somebody else though, so I don't have to. So let's say we took these. Just take them both. We took Athletics and Acrobatics and then grabbed History and Investigation like this. Athletics on a wizard feels weird. Starting from scratch? Yeah, we're going to build a different party, play with some of the other classes available in this game. I don't hate that. We've given up Perception. I mean, I can take Perception if we change the class skill to drop Athletics. I just hated the wizard not having Athletics last playthrough. There were just like so many times I couldn't move that I wanted to move. I'm not sure about Acrobatics though. You care? I mean, Acrobatics will help me from being proned. Prone doesn't cancel spell concentration though, although it does give them accuracy to hit on us. What do you guys think? Do we need Athletics and Acrobatics in the wizard? Chat? Are you alive, chat? Are you well? need them both. Usually pick one or the other. The game has been pretty heavy on strength interactions. We're getting perception back then? What are we dropping? Acrobatics or athletics? Athletics has seemed important in this game. Maybe acrobatics just isn't. How do you climb to high ground? Athletics. Yeah, I don't know if there's any acrobatics checks either. Okay. Weird, because I generally think of acrobatics better, but alright, so we're changing ancestry skills. So we're taking athletics, perception, and we're taking history investigation. I like that. Yeah, it's kind of it's still a weak roll, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Alright, we'll grab all the old languages in Dwarf. I think we're gonna take this over the elf. I think I want Dwarven. I want all the fancy languages in case they got fancy spells in their fancy languages. Okay. Yeah, but anything that can knock you down, you're pretty much, you can use athletics as well as an acrobatics to stay. Maybe that's, maybe not. Okay, so something like this. All right, light again. We lose a cantrip, which is fine, and we are losing two decks. We're gonna be less excited about bows, more excited about firebolts. Barely. Well, no, they use the same fucking roll, right? No, this is an int roll, right? No shocking grasp. Do I have to have light? Can we use a shield on this guy? We don't have proficiency for that, right? So I could run Shocking Grasp, Firebolt, and Shadow Dagger. Seems reasonable. We want all the fucking spells here. So we wanted Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Identify, Burning Hands, Thunder Wave, Jump, I believe. No shield feels a little bad. Party has Dark Vision, then light is unnecessary. Incorrect. In this game, unlike in the base D&D, they have changed light slightly. I just played a big playthrough finding that out the hard way. Dark Vision at the moment only gives you sight in dim light. So if you're in pitch blackness and you don't have a light source, Dark Vision doesn't help you. Which is a huge penalty if you don't know that. And I didn't know that when I made my last character group because I'm like you, Chaucer. The base D&D rules make it so that you don't have to care about light. You do here. Right. Alright, so this is Pandemonia again. Family name, large spell. Oh. Is a very big change to Dark Vision. It's been okay once you realize what the fuck's going on.
Interesting. A secret door.
Right, why can't I finish? I didn't use large spell in the last one. They don't like the same first name. They let me do it with Cleric. Burn hard, burn long, long burn. Face melt, melt face. No, it's the first name. I spelled your name differently. Did I typo it? That's funny. What's your middle initial? Pandemonia. Pandemonia P melt face. Done? E. Pandemonia E melt face. Done. All right. So of those two, I think I preferred the half elf build there. All right. So those are two of our four. The Shock Arcanist and the Cleric done. I don't know which Cleric I'm using yet. I think it's going to be the Sylvan though. We'll see. Then we have the Fighter and the Ranger. So let's get the Fighter taken care of. Let's get the Ranger taken care of because I'm going to finally get that fucking Halfling. So it's a bow ranger, halfling. Do we need? Wisdom's the spell casting, but do we care? Are there any hit rolls on ranger abilities? There like aren't, right? They ended up with an all-elf group, right? Like, it's pretty easy. Elves are pretty strong. Don't need charisma. I don't care about advantage on acrobatics checks because I haven't seen an acrobatics check yet. Alright, let's roll this. Halfling. Ranger. Favorite enemy. Undead. What do you get? Gain advantage on ability checks for creature to have additional damage against it equal to your knowledge level. Yeah, fuck. Undead. We fucking love ourselves some undead. Yeah. Terrain. Mountain, grassland, desert, arctic, coast. I just played this and I have no idea what the terrain was. Did I ever see anything telling me what the terrain was? As a female character? What do you guys think? We already get marshes for free. Mountain? Were we in mountains? I don't actually know. Let's call it mountain. I'm not sure we're actually going to see anything out of this either. It's just adept at leveling and traveling. It's not going to matter. Okay. Forest and desert by the map. Let's go mountain. All right, equipment wise, what do we want? Short bow times 2. Special guy. Oh, short sword. Okay. I think it was forest. I'm not sure what the hell it was. Oh, rangers can wear medium armor. Gonna be a dex ranger. Range, not melee too. I don't know if we want leather or not there. I want a longbow. I want a rapier. Is there a rapier available here? No. Dagger though. Couple daggers. My ranger's strength. Gonna be 8. Sure. Okay. Was much heavier. True. All right. What do we want our ranger to do? All the sneaky shit? Not really. Thieves' tools would be useful though. We don't have a thief. We'd like to pick locks. Don't mind sleight of hand and stealth for proficiency. Although I never saw another NPC to pick stealth and deception, poison nature, herbalist kit, medium armor, thieves' tools. Anyone else thieves' tools? Martial weapons there. It's there. So we take low life. They would be they're not lawful. Chaotic, neutral, cynical, greedy, pragmatic, and cautious. Point by says, give me that dex. Don't have to roll 16. I could roll 16. So look at this. I haven't built this character yet, so let's take a look. Con always seems good. Team con because nice con background. Nice. Let's see. Wisdom is our last stat here. Were there feats that I cared about past this? There was an armor feat, but not here. Oh, the Sylvan Archer feat was interesting. It's +1 dex off that. That's pretty useless though. So if I don't level wisdom on a ranger, to be fair, the ranger spells, you don't roll to hit on Hunter's Mark, right? Strength for weight. Could go like this. Wisdom at 14. Pick up the ignore cover bonus perk at 4. Would kind of be fun. Roll 10, strength of 10, sure. Not the worst. Alright, what do we actually get out of this as the halfling? Split a hand and stealth, sure. We're gonna miss the free disengage. This just feels like a worse thief to me. It's not just a worse thief. We were gonna go Colossus, Cleric. What do we get out of value for this? Okay. Strength for damage. Our damage is dex based. We're using a bow. Alright. Who wants this character, chat? Someone redeem some channel points of around 30k. You redeem that, I will name this after you. Family, by the way, always lucky. I don't know about your first name yet. No one wants to be a female halfling. You guys are the worst.
Didn't think you could do it.
I don't believe it.
Stop! A trap!
No!
Good enough, Sam. Figure out how to roll it and we'll make this Zam. That's fine by me. Sam, the always lucky. Sam, always lucky. Yeah. Just find the closest you can redeem for Zam is good enough. Purple hair. I'm making the next character. Never mind. It's Baracus. Baracus got there for. Okay, Zam. Okay, good enough. Good enough. We'll take it for Zam. Okay. Not doing purple hair though. That's fine though. Okay. All right. So what would be the? Again, I'm not actually convinced I wanna. Characters away for points. All right. Good enough, Baracus. Low viewership for this, Nobu. I just want them named after people more than I care about the any other options here. 132 channel points. All right. I'm gonna give the last one to Baracus, Nobu. Alright, so the question is, are we happy with the Cleric? Because I think, alright, so the two options here are this, right? So where's my new character? 132 channel points. Yeah, you need some zeros after that, Nobu. The Dex Snow Dwarf. Can we use that for something? Who has a heavy crossbow proficiency. Isn't that just better? I mean, Lucky is f***ing sick, but... Snow Dwarf Ranger. Where do we get heavy crossbows from? Oh, we have that fighter to build still too. I don't know what I want. This other thing is I kind of want a fucking rogue. No, all right. Last time we took the Sylvan rogue, but like the halfling rogue would just be disgusting, man. What do it even look like? Random encounter on travel maps. We get heavy crossbow. I see. Alright, Nobu. So maybe that isn't as good. Due to con saving throws. That would be so good on a caster. Fucking, the other thing is the Ranger Hex is a, or Ranger Hunter's Marks is a con save, right? Alright, could we make a Halfling Fighter, maybe? We're gonna roll a Dex Fighter, because Strength is a scam. What would a Halfling Fighter look like? Is only for carrying and jumping. They've added jumping and shoving. There's a lot of things that shove here too. Let's look at the fighter build. Are we gonna do a light armored fighter though instead of a heavy armored fighter? It feels kind of bad. Could we possibly do a strength fighter and just feel like really bad about all of our life decisions up to this point and like all of our ability to build games and characters? What are we doing with our fighter? We're just rolling one because we haven't played one yet. We're going to run the Mountaineer, right? I mean, look at this Mountaineer, though. Like, I don't think Dex fighters cross the boundary of AC until later, right? So if we're capped at level 5 or level 6 for this playthrough, could we Strength Fighter? Mountaineer Strength Fighter? I mean, look at these things. +2 AC if I'm near a wall. So much AC. Or we could Spellblade and run Shield. My favorite two Hendu. I would never want to use any of these spells except Shield on the fighter. But we could Tunnel Fighter Shield AC. Dungeons did have... There were walls everywhere. The walls were fucking everywhere. So if we ran this... Longsword. I want a Warhammer. Light crossbow or hand axe ×2. I sure as fuck don't want a hand axe ×2. Can I customize this? I want a two-handed weapon. Full great axes, no shield, and axe ×2. How's the early access? Mostly, I don't know. It's been too early of a release to ask about updates. The game is mostly there. Has a fair number of bugs with it still. The bones of the game are there, and it's a very nice set of bones. You'll look at that and you'd be like, yeah, pretty sweet. Whether or not it makes it all the way, I don't know yet. Alright, so what do we want to do with this character? We want to be proficient with martial weapons as a fighter. We're bad at life. Thieves' tools, negative. Herbalism kit. Nature and Poisoner's kit. We just not have a background as this guy? Give the background back. Combat is good. Additional language, troll. Martial weapons, troll. Perception and intimidation, maybe. Athletics and intimidation. Medium armor. I do want athletics and intimidation. It's a fighter though, so I get like a million things, right? Let's go see what happens. We haven't built the fighter here. Violence seems important. Are we neutral evil? Chaotic neutral. I want double violence. There's another violence personality trait.
A generous bestowal.
Thank you, Sun in Exile. Have one more spot. I'll sign you up. Okay. And we'll Make it work. Here's the donation, man. Lawful evil. Made you tough and bitter. Yes, yes. Embrace it. Kindness goes to authoritarian. Violent and full of authority. Alright. We're building a strength-based fighter because we're insecure. Why did we take a dex-based class if we're building a strength-based fighter? Awkward. Okay, let's not, I'm just gonna take random stats here so I can level it and we'll delete it in a second. So let's move on. Okay. We need so much defense. Get athletics and intimidation from the background. I'm going to re-roll this in a second because I don't think... I think I'm going to not end up with a halfling again. How do you ever end up with halflings? Like, I want a halfling because some of those stats are cool, but the rest of it's just... We get 2 skills: acrobatics, animal handling, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival. Take perception. Animal handling. Fine. Not a character. Not Nobu. 132 points. Easy. Okay. Alright. So if I level that character up. Alright. What do we get? Higher levels. Got an extra ability score at 6 and 4 and 6, of course. Extra attack at 5. Okay, but I wanted to see the Halfling Fighter bonus with what? At what level? If I needed strength, where do we get strength from? Con Dex. On wisdom. Wait, is it half elf is my strength option? Human. Jesus. This is what happens when I never build strength characters. There's only one strength plus in this. I have to go basic human or half elf for strength. Oh, I don't know if we can build a strength fucking... What was our paladin? Paladin was half elf, wasn't he? What was the fighter options? Do we care about fighters for some reason? I like the defense roll here. It was kind of fun. They're gonna make me go Dex fighter. What's chat? Remind me, can you guys give me starting light armor, medium armor, and heavy armor AC levels, please? I think that should be there. It is. If I go to edit equipment, maybe it's here. So chain is medium, chain is heavy, so it's 16. Leather is light is 11. What's medium? 14? 15? I think a medium is 1 above leather plus 2, right? So it's 12 plus 2, so it's 14. Thanks. So to equal heavy, we can't equal heavy starting. I mean, technically we can get the fighter. By level 6, the fighter will have equaled out. Can kick 2 stat feats by 6 on a fighter. But, dude, what the fuck? Medium is not... Medium's 14 plus 2? Medium's 16. Huh. We could build a dex-based medium armor fighter. I'm getting a bit lost here, chat. So the things we're pretty happy with are one of our... I think we decided on half-elf caster. So half-elf mage. And we were looking at either Sylvan or Dwarf. I think we were looking at Sylvan. Fuck was the class? Cleric. I really would like something strength-based, but I just don't see any strength-based things to build here. How does the human look as a strength-based human? Is it going to be the saddest thing ever to have entered the world? How do I delete this character? How do I burn it? With fire. Yes, yes, burn it. Good, okay. No barbarians in the game right now. So how do we use a halfling here? The halfling has to be the rogue or the ranger, but it seemed like such a clear... I mean, this seems like... The snow dwarf seems like such a sick ranger. Would we be a 15 strength? I guess we could go dex-based marsh halfling fighter. And then snow dwarf ranger. Go ranged fighter. Good. But I have 3 classes that are vying for range right now, right? I've got a rogue, a ranger, and a fighter. And I think the fighter is probably the least good of those 3 with the fighter archetypes offered in this game. None of which seem particularly good for bows. Because I don't disagree. I mean, Battlemaster ranged fighters are disgusting in the base game, but it's not offered here. Lucky is an incredibly good racial feat. So if we built the halfling as the fighter, marsh halfling fighter, dex-based marsh halfling fighter, what does that look like? And we're going medium on this because reasons. This is rapier. Not gonna do a lot of damage with the rapier. A shield. What are we doing then with this fighter? Absorbing lots of damage. Yeah, I'm not gonna build a ranged fighter. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I can bring a light crossbow to have versatility, which is fine. It's just the rogue and the ranger seem better as ranged. I'm trying to play with all the classes just to get a feel of them. What would we want? We'd like strength, efficiency, and strength. This could be our lockpicker too, though. Good hand, stealth, and deception. Native hand, stealth, and perception. Take medium armor here. Already have medium armor as a fighter. In my dreams, I actually picked up poison recipes every once in a while. I could do something with them. Seemed like a cool idea. Has anyone gotten the poisoner recipes in this game? Are they in EA at all? Backgrounds leave a bit to be desired. And leather armor. Good point. Never seen one. They're probably not in then, because I couldn't find any recipes for it, even though I had the craftable, the item that let me craft it. Penalty for short characters. I think so. Were there dex-based things we cared about later? Depends how we can get that con. We get the con to 16. Probably not then, because we're looking at this and just leveling con. We want to wear medium armor for now. We probably need some strength. Are we going to dump wisdom, charisma, int? And level con, dex, and strength? Fascinating how bad this could become and how rapidly. Maybe like this. So she could jump still. Defense, because OP. And then don't have athletics and can't take it. Fighters can't class skill athletics? What? Is that true? Doesn't seem true. Seems like the opposite of true. Sounds like a lie. Alright, well I don't actually need stealth or sleight of hand, quite honestly. Neither of these abilities seemed useful in the EA. So if we let the lockpicking, okay, so we've already done those two. So we're really running either Snow Dwarf, Ranger, or Marsh, Halfling, Ranger. And then we're running either Marsh, Halfling, Fighter. That could be a bug. I don't think it's worth getting too upset about, quite honestly. We can just take it from a background. We can take the intimidation, sellsword, proficiency, athletics here. Or make him half elf and just get whatever the fuck we want. But it's weird that the fighter doesn't have that listed here. So how is this guy gonna do any damage? Doesn't dual wielding give you +1 AC? Oh, it's a feat. I don't remember seeing a dual wield feat. Wield is a ranger archetype. Is it? Does champion require... Well, I guess we got to play around with that a bit more then, because at the moment, I could see this. I could see building that. What does the Snow Dwarf Ranger look like if we made it melee, just out of curiosity? Is there a potential dex melee build for the Ranger that we're interested in? Out of curiosity, what does it look like? We'd want to be medium armor if we were closer. I feel like I can dump stab wisdom here, but maybe. Pick up the concentration thing later. Doesn't seem very good. Why would I want to? If I'm dual wielding, what do I even fucking get dual wielding as the Ranger? Third attack with the whatever thing. I don't get AC. A fighting style. Normally it's like dual attack. So the melee characters got wailed on in the last place for like just a lot of damage coming in for them. I don't really know that I want to waste that. Were there any other archetypes that mattered for that? What were the other Ranger archetypes? We were looking at Ranger. What was it? Hunter. Marksman. Shadow Tamer. The Rogue? Could we build a dual wield Rogue instead and just say fuck Rangers because they're a waste of everyone's life? Yes, now we're talking, because now we'd have either have teleport, which recharges on short rest, or more likely, their wizard spells, divination, illusion, necromancy, and aberration. Abjuration is shield, essentially. Wait, I think it's abjuration. Feat to get ability damage to the offhand attack, sure. So Thief lets you heal in melee with potions, which seems really nice. Alright, so we're doing this, chat. We're doing this dance. Ready? And the dance goes, we have 2 slots left to fill. We have a melee cleric and a ranged mage. We have 2 slots left to fill, and I'm looking between fighter, rogue, and ranger. Every time I look at the Ranger, I ask myself, why would I want to use Ranger? And I guess the only payoff I'm really seeing from Ranger so far is it does a lot of damage, it looks like. If I go undead, like this is a pretty solid thing here, right? Gain advantage on ability checks towards this creature type and additional damage against it equal to your knowledge level. Knowledge level goes from 1 to 4, which pretty early on it's like 2, so maybe not that much actually. Maybe not a lot of damage there at all. I mean, Rangers get a fighting style. So do fighters. Rogues don't. Rogues get sneak attack. The thief background in rogue gives you extra potion use, which seems nice. Fighter background gives you either shields. I mean, like, I think a max shield fucking fighter will be pretty fun, but it doesn't seem like he's gonna do anything right now. Just gonna walk around it and ignore it. Party without a fighter? We just ran one without a fighter. So I do like the idea of the shield for that. Like, this is such a cool ability, the Tunnel Fighter shield. I don't care so much about shield swipe, but the Tunnel Fighter thing is pretty cool. +2 AC is a lot. Fighters have sucked since no, they haven't. Fighters have been excellent. Fighters are excellent in 5e. I know what you're talking about. But we could make a like a ranged fighter champion. Seems kind of weird. Also, this seems like where's the rest of the champion abilities? Champion's what I've never done because it seems too boring. I don't think this is as good as having sneak attack damage. I was gonna make it ranged. So, is one of these possible to dual wield with? There's no sentinel. Check defeats. Didn't see anything that gave us multiple attacks. Or multiple attacks, reactions rather. And I didn't see anything that stuck them in place. So, and the enemies are very happy to run out of your zone of control. Favorite enemy is very situational in a regular campaign. We do know mostly what we're fighting here though, anti-ordinary. Although it did vary. We fight goblins and we fight lizards and then we fight undead, so. The rogue was the damage dealer in the last playthrough. The wizard's going to pick up a little bit of that. Having a second tank isn't terrible. Fighter has really nice short rest skills. We're going to be short on healing. So having second wind is great. Being extremely tanky is great, possibly. I would really like to have a halfling damage dealer though, so I can reroll my ones. So which two of those three do we want? Nice extreme ownership. Which two of those three do we want, chat? And what's the last one? Ranger and then Rogue. All right. Can you vote for more? Users can vote for 2 options. All right, chat. Vote for 2 of these options. I'm gonna go pee, grab water, etc. And then we're gonna make a decision about this. Back in a minute.